All right, it's 12 o'clock. Please call roll.
Larson.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Blair.
Here.
Grinde.
Here.
Hecht. Horken.
Here.
Helms. That's forum.
All right, approval of minutes from January 18th, 2021, regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, okay. Bills and communication. Review of accounts payable, February 1st, 2022. Any questions on that? Any discussion? Good. Approval of accounts payable, February 15th, 2022.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Call roll, please.
Larson.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Grinde.
Yes.
Horken.
Yes.
All right, delinquency updates.
We have no delinquencies?
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Financial reports, December 20th, 2021.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, Carla.
Hey, Carla.
Hi. So enclosed was December of 2021, and nothing was out of the ordinary. We are in the process of doing year end, so there will be some adjustments to some of the funds. If you look at the cash financial statements, there will be some adjustments. For example, the EDA General Fund, which is Fund 620, is in the hole, $183,000. So that was spent in 2021, and the General Fund does a transfer to cover those expenses at year end. So that will be zero when we finalize December 2021 statements. The Housing and Lot Sale Fund 280 also funds our rebates, tax rebates that we give out to taxpayers for the first 2 years of their property at full value, and there'll be a transfer coming out for that. So these are not year-end dollars amounts. There will be some adjustments, but the other ones are pretty much true to what they should be at year-end. So, any questions?
Well, and the amounts that have to be transferred were anticipated transfers, because what we do is we transfer the money at the end of the year rather than putting money in at the beginning of the year when we know what the expenditures are.
Yes, they are all budgeted for. Thank you, Paul. Any other questions? Comments?
Anything else for Carla? Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
Directors' reports, January 20th, 2022.
Included in your packet was the report for activities during January of 2022. Just bring to your attention, the transportation infrastructure meeting is continuing to try to get the bridges built, within the two bridges built, one in the city and one down in the country and between the counties. The child care project is moving forward. If you look at the Facebook, the EDA Facebook page, you'll see posts coming up every few days about what's going on. And the information committee is working to make sure that there are going to be additional posts that go up and remind people about what's going on and about the importance of the issue.
Because we'll have the provider, what are we calling that?
There's a provider event,
Yeah.
appreciation event.
Appreciation event. Then there's the town hall meeting, which will be a few weeks later. There's
April
also
29th.
a survey that we need to get completed, so we'll be doing a lot of Facebook posting and working with some of the local media, hopefully, to get that. We're also going to be on the back of the water and light bills, so trying to get the knowledge
good
out.
idea.
Yeah. You won't see an insert in your water and light bill about it, it's on the back, which isn't the greatest, but the insert is already booked, so.
And it will give you the links to do the survey.
And Paul has been,
Please do them and encourage your friends and family also to do those surveys, because we need as much input as we can.
One of the things
Sorry,
that we-
Diane, didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah, I forget, I'm sure it was incredibly awe-inspiring that I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was now.
One of the things that we've done on the survey is because we know we have people from North Dakota as well as from Minnesota, so we've asked people to identify where their location is so that we can separate data, because we know that people go back and forth to use facilities on either side of the river, but we're trying to be able to segregate the data as well.
And for East Grand Forks, having it separated probably isn't all that important, but for the state numbers, they're gathering all this information, and so they want to be able to say, this is how it impacts Minnesota. But I was going to say, John, Paul has been busy getting it translated into different languages as well, so we will have that available in, we say Spanish, Farsi, Somali,
Arabic.
Arabic.
And thanks to Daniel for the tip on the Farsi.
Job, buddy.
Thanks.
He'll get a plaque for that or something.
Yeah, pin.
Sounds good.
And the other thing I bring your attention to in particular is we filed an application to the Northwest Minnesota Foundation to be able to receive possible funding. It'll be in the form of grants from the state and loans from the state to go through the Northwest Minnesota Foundation, and it will be matched by our revolving loan program, so that there's no cash involved on the part of the city. And our target area is Highway 220 improvements to the facades and buildings and the spaces in there.
Good deal.
Oh, one other thing with the childcare, Paul's putting a group together for a financial committee for the childcare, so that we can all kind of get together and find out what kind of dollars available, what kind of grants and funding are available to help with a new facility or a current facility. So Paul is putting that group together. So that's exciting, another exciting part of the childcare.
And that will be something extra and going beyond what is normally done. We just want to get a real good handle on the economic aspects of childcare, so that when we do something, we actually can make it happen. We're not interested in just creating something that's going to sit on a shelf. We want to actually be able to make it happen.
Thank you. Unfinished business, nothing. New business, forgivable loan round 2.
In your packet, well, we have roughly $25,000 that was available to us because we had a business that left town and repaid their loan with interest.
Wow.
That was the program. And the loan committee met. We had 5 applications. My directions were to focus upon businesses that were in restaurants, travel, tourism, and transportation. So I sent it out to those businesses, and I sent it out to the businesses that had not received the maximum in the first go round, maximum being $24,999. I had 5 responses. Of the 5 respondents, 2 of them had received grants or forgivable loans the first time. When the committee met, they decided that what they should do is focus on the businesses that had not responded the first time, as opposed to those that had responded the first time. So that left 3 businesses, and what they have proposed is awards as shown on the insert. And they asked that the committee, they asked that the EDA approve those awards.
And this was all done through that committee again also, right?
All through the committee, yes, sir.
Okay, so we need a motion.
And
I'll make-
just one question, maybe to someone, maybe you, Paul. Were the VFW club as compared to the Eagles club, I think you included that in the email, but I don't see it here. What were the amounts the first time given?
It's on the back side there.
Where is it?
Dakota received, the Eagles received $20,000.
Okay.
VFW received nothing. They did not apply. They misread it, and they thought
Okay.
it was a loan as opposed to a forgivable loan.
Okay.
And Paul, I know we had talked at the loan committee meeting that we were going to make sure that.
And I
court-
did.
Okay, that they know that if they don't increase their employment, they could end up having a loan.
Actually, I worked with them to go through how many people they have working now as FTEs, full-time equivalents, versus what they had before, and they meet the criteria already.
Oh, good.
Because they may have fewer numbers, but they are working.
More hours.
They're working more hours for each individual, so when you do the conversion of full-time equivalents, they're actually well within what we're requiring.
We were concerned that they could get caught and then discover they ended up with a loan, and
Right.
we had some issues. We wanted to make sure they understood that.
And if I remember right, when we were going to be pretty flexible there too.
Well, the standard's not a very onerous standard.
Right.
And full-time equivalents, basically, it's take the hours that you have assigned for work, divide it by 40, and that's how many full-time equivalents.
You have.
And the businesses are in doing really good shape.
Good.
doing that.
The threshold was left pretty low to begin with,
Right.
is what we had done.
I remember
But we
that.
needed to tie something to it,
Yep.
so.
Yep, I
and,
remember
you know,
that.
The whole thought process behind it when we had originally discussed it, that the first part of the loan was basically to get employment close to where it was pre-pandemic and get people back to work and make that kind of a part of this.
Get it rolling again.
So, and we just wanted to make sure we were sticking with that.
So I'll move approval of the recommendation.
I'll second.
Call roll, please.
Larson,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Grinde,
Yes.
Horken,
Yes.
Good deal. Good work. Renewal of realtor agreements.
2 years ago, we entered into agreements with 2 realtors to assist us in selling the city-owned lots. In those 2 years, they've sold approximately 17 lots. Yes, sir?
Quick question, since we know how many they sold in the last 2 years. The prior 2 years before that, how many lots did we sell?
Approximately 8.
8, okay. Just making sure we got a number to compare it to here.
Yes. And in spite of the pandemic,
I'm
okay?
noticing that.
So it's time to renew, basically the same terms. We just updated, there were a couple of lots that returned to us, the twin home lots that are in Water's Edge, so they are included on the list. And the commission that's paid is the same, and we deleted all the lots that have been sold.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Second?
Call roll, please.
Larson,
Yes.
Black,
Yes.
Blair,
Yes.
Grinde,
Definitely.
Horken,
Yes.
motion carried.
Oh, I think it's a great deal.
I think it's showing it works.
Exactly.
Go from 8 to 17, I mean, that's,
I won't mention any names, but I remember a guy at the end here talking about that realtors list and how it works.
He's ignoring you.
I'm used to it. Annual Intergovernmental Retreat.
We work with the chamber each year to have an intergovernmental retreat. We bring in representatives from Northland, from the county, from the school district, ourselves, and we get representation from our state and federal legislators, often participating as well. That will be held this coming Thursday, the 17th, 2 days from now. Diane is participating and Josh is participating. And we advertised in case we We ended up having a quorum, too. That way we can keep Ron from getting any more gray hair.
And where is that being held at?
American Legion,
Okay.
Thursday, right?
Thursday, yes.
Noon to 4,
Yes.
right? Okay.
You coming, Benny?
Maybe. I'm working a few things out. I probably wouldn't do lunch either way. So what time does the program start? About 1?
No, it starts
Or
right
it's
What we
away.
starts
usually
right at
do is,
noon?
with the lunch that's provided, we start working right through the lunch.
Okay.
And work straight through.
Okay.
We try to
I'll let
pack
you
a
know.
lot into that time, Ben.
Okay.
It's really, they're very interesting meetings, and you,
And I think that we need to, Diane, do you want to talk a little bit about the past of the meeting and how it was created?
well, when I was the chamber president, we looked at needing to get the groups together because we discovered that the county and the city and the school district, they never talked. There was never a formal time to get together. And we said, we need to know what the school district's doing, and we need to know what everybody needs to know what's going on, so you don't have two come forward with a big bond issue or whatever, and that type of thing. And then it worked out that at that time, we would meet out at Monoman at the casino, because Leroy Stump was our representative, or was our senator, and Tim Finseth was the representative, and they both had to come right up that highway to get home
Right.
on a Friday afternoon. So we always did it on Friday afternoon, because they'd leave the legislative session, and then really didn't have an excuse not to at least stop by and say hello, and they usually did. And then Colin Peterson would usually drive down too, so it became really good, which is why it was out of town. And we also wanted to make sure that our local people, the city council and the school district, committed the whole afternoon, so that you didn't have them just come in and make my report and then leave, because the idea was to everyone understand what's going on. So we patterned it after what Moorhead did. Moorhead was where it started. And so I'm really glad to see that the chamber is continuing to do that, because I think it's a really important piece for all of our elected officials and our governments to know what's going on with each other.
It opens the door for a lot of other communication throughout the year as well, because you created those links that may or may not occur without something like this.
And creating partnerships that we can work together with.
Exactly.
All right. Forks Home and Garden Show.
I have submitted the application to participate in the Forks Home and Garden Show. We will again be sharing a booth with Water and Light. The last time this was held live, we actually won a prize that gave us a discount on this year's, on the next show, but it's been now 3 years since we've been able to use that discount. So our fee for this year is $0.
Nice.
Wow.
I submitted that this morning, and so we're looking forward. It will be on a Saturday and Sunday this year, no Friday night, and it will be April 2nd and 3rd. Anybody who wants to volunteer is welcome to participate. And don't everybody jump at once, right?
I've helped out before,
I know you have.
and you basically just sit there and talk to Paul, so.
When I did it, it was talking to Paul, but it was also talking to a lot of other people too.
Yeah, you do.
So-
And it's amazing how many people stopped by and asked about our lots.
Yeah,
Really?
it is.
That's great.
And the energy saving programs that are offered by Water and Light too. Those two things in particular.
And fortunately, there's always a water and light person there, so you don't have to try to fake it.
Yep.
Because I don't know anything about those programs.
I didn't know anything about those programs either, and I sat at the booth and learned all about it.
I know, it's pretty
It was
good.
great.
It's got some good programs.
It does.
It has some great programs.
All right, social clubs in EDA ads.
In January, at the end of January, the Herald ran a special section. And your last page here shows the ad that we ran, which is a fairly common ad that we ran. I got a call afterwards from one of our social clubs and asked, why don't we put in something about the social clubs as well? Because they are an important part of the fabric of the community. And before I start moving things off or changing what's going to be in here, I thought let's talk about what's on the ad and whether we should make a space for, maybe a rotating space for one social club, or have a section or something. I just am looking for your input and some guidance on where to go with this.
This doesn't have anything to do with the social club, but we don't have Northland on here.
Yes, that's right, because we rotate things in and out.
Okay. So, and I
Because we
think
can't put everything on.
you can't put everything
Yeah.
on it, and I hope they understand that we do need to have a rotation. I mean, we're going to, Cabela's, I would assume, is always going to be there, because
Absolutely.
that's our big draw, but we do have to,
I would throw in probably Walgreens too is going to be a big draw as well.
huge draw.
So,
We added them this year.
I saw that.
So,
You know, and it's sometime putting the businesses across from Cabela's, just that block on there.
and no matter what we do, not everybody's not going to be happy.
No,
you're
I mean-
not going to put the churches on here, and I mean,
Yeah.
we could go down a rabbit hole that we don't want to go down either. So I think,
Simply's not on there,
yeah,
I mean, you can.
I like the
But if
way.
you rotate them, it's great.
Yeah,
So with the social clubs, what example?
Eagles and
Okay.
VFW and American Legion.
I
You know,
was,
you could swap out the
I
education and
just
put
wanted to
that
make sure it
there.
wasn't the bridge club or something. But yeah, we could rotate.
The Bridge Club is to get 2 new bridges, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and like, Valley Golf, they could say the same thing, we're not
Yeah.
on here. I mean,
Yep.
I think it's a good
American
idea.
Crystal's not on here. I mean, you just can't get
We've-
everybody
you can't,
on.
right.
We can't get a good picture of American Crystal. We've tried.
Just put Daniel's face.
Daniel's face,
Yeah,
okay.
put Daniel's
Just take
face.
a picture of this right there.
get a drone shot.
Yeah, I was thinking a drone shot too.
I could see what I could do of, whether you really want a picture of the
That would
plant.
be
I
helpful.
can see what I could
That's
find.
one of the things we lack, Daniel, is a good picture of American Crystal.
Okay, yeah, I could talk with, figure out what we can get done.
Okay, thank you.
So are you
We
thinking,
could,
go ahead, Carla.
I was going to say, on this ad, we could say, go to our website and check out more. Like on the website, then on the website you have like everything, because we can put everything out there, but if this is just for like the paper, you could put a thing on here on the bottom, go to our website and check what else we have.
Do they have any rules on including QR codes in ads in the paper?
I'm not aware of any rules, but I haven't asked that question, Daniel.
Because, it might be, talking about going to the website, if we put a QR code that you could scan with your phone in there, takes you to the website to show you everything. This is just a snapshot. We can rotate things, but then,
Yeah.
if you really want to see more, those QR
Sure.
codes are pretty handy.
How often does this run?
This is an annual ad, but there are a couple different sections during the year, so we can rotate people in and out, businesses in and out through the year.
I think that's the answer, is that we just do a rotation, and there are some that they just say East Grand Forks. I mean, that you, like the
And like you
Cabela's.
say, it draws them to the website and
Yep.
I'm thinking that maybe we want to put more focus on shopping and industry than on healthcare, for example, which has a large portion of this ad.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Ace Hardware in there and the movie theater, just some things to cycle through.
The theater is there,
Yep.
Did I miss the theater?
top
in the
left,
middle.
I think.
under attractions,
Traverse
middle of the top.
right in front of my face. I couldn't see it there.
That's okay.
It was upside down.
We do have, when you go to council tonight, you could talk to an eye doctor if you want to.
We know one.
Yeah, I know one.
Do you
Really good eye
throw
doctor, too,
shopping
just
and
so
attractions together?
I'm thinking that, try to aggregate
Because
some
then you could
things.
do it across the bottom, and that gives you more
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. And then have a list on the website and a rolling.
In terms of advertising, I know none of us in here are really experts in advertising, but, we do have
AE2S.
AE2S, maybe consulting with them on how we want to do this would be a good idea?
That's the origins for doing these ads.
That's
is
what I
working with
kind of thought.
AE2S.
I'm just thinking that,
Okay.
she's far more of an expert than we are on
She
how to
knows the
get some of this
game, we
stuff done.
don't.
And
It was originally done at Herald, and we worked with AE2S to modify the ads too,
okay.
okay?
I think it's a
I'd
real,
love to see her input.
I thought it was an attractive ad. It really,
Yeah.
when I looked at it.
No, it looks really good.
It does.
The colors that were originally proposed
Oh,
years
like-
ago were not very good on here, so we changed the colors to make it more inviting.
More vibrant.
There.
I like up at the top that it's not just saying East Grand Forks, it's East Grand Forks Pride.
Yep.
So,
And the website's up there too.
Yep.
exactly.
So I think if we're doing rotation and we can show them that we've done rotation.
It's on our
they can be-
website, and it's,
Yep.
we're doing our due diligence.
And you're not going to please everybody. I'm sorry, I wish we could, but we can't. We don't have unlimited funds.
I've noticed that.
I think even
Or
if you did
space.
have unlimited.
Or
funds,
space,
you're not gonna
yeah.
Please everybody.
No, you still wouldn't.
That's just life.
Yep.
And I haven't been asking for more funds like that either.
No.
So do we have a motion to?
Do we
Just,
need,
I think I understand your direction. I don't think we need a motion.
Okay.
Okay. Rotate, and make sure we start getting things, a portion of the economic development webpage
Sure.
will have to be, needs to be pictures of businesses in town. And that's going to take a while to develop.
On that too, I mean, with that, since we do own a bunch of city lots too, is there any way that we could include, great place to live, have lots available, something along those lines too? I'm just spitballing ideas,
Okay?
because we do have those available too, and they're pretty readily available, so.
Right.
Yeah, like building a community or something too, put on there.
A house under construction,
Yeah,
maybe an electrical contractor.
Know any?
maybe.
I might. So, that's all I have today.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Call roll, please.
I need to.
I want to hear it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.